Welcome to America's Top Rebbetzins. May this class be for Refuah Shalema, for Aryeh Lieb, Ben Hana Grenendel. If anybody would like to sponsor a podcast, please email us at atrebbetzins@gmail.com. I am so happy to have on today's show Rebbetzin Chaya Sarah Silberberg. Rebbetzin Chaya Sarah is the Rebbetzin at Chabad Torah Center in West Bloomfield, Michigan. Thank you so much for being here. Please tell us more about yourself and what you do.
Okay. I'm originally a New Yorker. Grew up as a Beis Yaakov girl, became acquainted with Chabad at the age of about 15 in Camp Amuna. And while I finished my Beis Yaakov education and seminary, I went to Brooklyn College, have a degree in math. But my connection with Chabad kept on strengthening. My husband was also, he came from Torah V'das and was perfect shidduch, right? Yeah, it was. Yes. And he learned in Kol for 3 years in Crown Heights. And then we were sent out by the Rebbe here to West Bloomfield, Michigan, with a bracha that you'll be successful materially and spiritually more than you can imagine. And we've been living off that bracha for over 45 years now, Baruch Hashem. And so what I do here is, Rebbetzin, whatever that is. I've always been a teacher. I've taught mainly high school and high school girls and adults. My subject was Chumash and Pirkei Avos, which are really hashkafa in disguise. And I love being able to reach out to people and to see a light go off behind their eyes. Like, oh, I get it. That's great. That's my adrenaline and my endorphins and you name it, serotonin. It's almost as good as chocolate. So this is really who I am, what I am. I have 10 children, all Baruch Hashem married, with children. Some of them are shlichus, some are not, that I'm very proud of. All of them, they're all wonderful, wonderful people. And I used to work for Chabad.org for 10, 12 years, something like that. I was on the Ask the Rabbi staff, and there was a whole should we call Ask the Rabbis and Rebbetzins, or we figured, all right, Ask the Rabbis is just a general thing, and if anybody started calling me Rabbi, I would correct them and say Rebbetzin. But I was part of the Ask the Rabbi staff on Chabad.org also.
Very nice. Beautiful, beautiful. So today we're really going to dive deep into those topics that really make you light up once people get and really understand what they're about. So we're going to start off by talking about Shabbos. Shabbos is such a central concept to Judaism. It's a day that we shut off our cell phones and our televisions. We take the day off from work and we truly connect to Hashem, God, to our family, and to our community. And when it's really properly done, Shabbat is one of the most beautiful expressions of what it means to be Jewish. Can you please talk to us about why Shabbos is so special and give us some practical ways that we can elevate this special day in our homes?
Okay. You may be familiar with the old-fashioned phrase, idiom. The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yes.
The proof of the pudding is in the eating. I can tell you, we don't do puddings very much nowadays. I can tell you this cake is wonderful. It's delicious. It's the best thing since 7-layer cake. It's just amazing. And you, thank you. Unless you taste it, you really don't know if it's really as good as I'm telling you as it is. It's your discretion. The pasuk in Tehillim says, "Tamu u'ru ki tov Hashem." Taste and see that Hashem is good. Taste and see. There are many mitzvahs that we can study, and with all the lessons in the world, Tashma Shvach is one of them, with all the classes, and this is the reason, and this is the reason, and this is going to happen. Then, at the end of the day, until you've experienced it, you have no idea what it is. You're looking at it from outside the window, you're looking in, and you're trying to make sense of what's going on. Having a person experience a Shabbos meal, a Shabbos stay, is life-changing.
Yes.
It brings the reality. We've been saying Yiddishkeit is beautiful, Yiddishkeit is good. It's not restrictive, it's not constricting, it's wonderful. And I can't do this, and I can't do that, I can't do the other, and I have to do this. And it's like, No, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. Come for a Shabbos and see what it's like. And I think there's a psychological transference. So you come into a house and it's beautiful. The candles are lit. The table is beautifully set. There's nice dishes. So Yiddishkeit is warm and beautiful. Food's delicious and plentiful. Yiddishkeit's warm, delicious, plentiful. It's it's just people will sit there for 2 hours, 3 hours, and then realize that for 3 hours didn't answer a single phone, a single email. No. I said Shabbos. Not that you can't use technology. Shabbos, you're free from the tyranny of technology. Imagine whole meal. You were worried about it, right? You have your phone in your pocket, maybe. You were worried about it, and it's just okay. So having that experience really is an eye opener for many people that all the things that we're talking about, it's not restrictive and you got to do this, you got to do that, you can't. But it's freeing. It's liberating. It's an incredible experience. So I said one Shabbos is worth 50 classes.
Right. Right.
It's just, and I think I don't have statistics, but I truly believe that the journey of many Baal Tshuvas has really started with the Shabbos meal. Maybe not the first one, maybe it was the 10th one, but it has started with Shabbos meals. Now, some ideas or thoughts about Shabbos, the combination of Shabbos and Jewish kids from kids. Now that's nuclear. that's a bomb. If your kids. So first of all, I've always felt that children came to the shul on Shabbos. I'm sorry, children come to the Shabbos table in Shabbos clothes. Yes, they took their showers, and yes, it's it's at 7:00 and it's half an hour. You come in Shabbos clothes. Somebody walks in through the door, and the house is beautiful, and the kids are even dressed special. And we're dressed a little bit. We're dressed special. You right away get the sense that this is a special thing, a special experience. The kids will fall asleep in their clothes. Either they'll sleep in their Shabbos clothes. Nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to arrest you for that. Or if you want to change your clothes, change them into pajamas. But you have to have couches spread out, where the kids can crash on the couch in the living room and the dining room. And when you take them upstairs, you can change your clothes. But that's a little thing that really it hits people. And with the little one, the 3-year-old, I'm wearing a tablet breath. Like it's cute, it's sweet, it's delicious. The kids know about it. The kids get it. They get it pretty early. And the guests see, we had plenty of people show up the first time in torn jeans and a t-shirt. By Shabbos visit number 3, they're not wearing the torn jeans anymore. Nobody said anything to them, not a word. But they're picking it up. Have the kids answer their Parsha questions. Right? They learn stuff in school. People are amazed at what these children know. I mean, they go to a Jewish school and they know all these things, and they're proud to show off, or stand up. But you're 3 years old. Can you sing us a song that your mother taught you today? The 3-year-old sings the song, and everybody's just quelling with nachas. Not me, of course, but everybody's there. It's like that's amazing. Let the little boy say Kiddush. Mm-hmm. Make sure they all have Kiddush. Let them say Kiddush. Let them help you. People will say to me, your kids help you clear up the table and serve? And I said, they set the table too. Really? I can't get my kids to do that. I mean, obviously, if your kid isn't in the mood or in the mode of participating, don't get upset. Don't yell. Don't make a scene. But when they know, they learn that they get to participate and they get such positive feedback about it. It's a win-win all around. And then people look and say, wow, this Shabbos, look at the kids. We had one situation, a young woman, his name was Elaine, and she was moving in the direction of Yiddishkeit, and she started dating this particular fellow. who came from a completely not from background. And she brought him once for Shabbos lunch, and he was fairly quiet during the lunch. She called me after Shabbos, and she told me, I was walking home with, I forget his name, Bob. I was walking home with Bob, and he said, what do we have to do to have children like that? She said, so I answered him, you got to be religious. And he said, I'm on board.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And you know, they got married, but the combination of Shabbos and kids who are participating and enjoying Shabbos, and don't make kids sit by the table more than they're capable of. Like the 3-year-old, that they sit for 10 minutes, they've done great, and then they can go play with their Legos or their dolls or their miniatures, whatever it is. That's fine. Don't force anything on the kids. You know, what's age appropriate, and if you're not sure what's age appropriate, ask the bubby down the block. You know, what's age appropriate to expect the child to sit by a Shabbos table. But these are really incredible tools in terms of your Shabbos. What's always worked for us is we do introductions. My husband, after we wash and we start the fish course, my husband says, now we do introductions. My name is Rabbi Silberberg. I'm rabbi I work at the base Chabad over here. And tell us something that you enjoyed last week, a high point, a high spot last week, or something you're looking forward to. And they'll say, my high spot was so-and-so got engaged, or I'm looking forward to going to New York, or whatever it is. And at the beginning, you know, and people are very happy to do that. And it also helps with the flow of conversation. People get to know, oh, you're an accountant. You know, my cousin works at, you know, oh yeah, you know, and I went to school over here. And it fosters, or a lawyer, really, what kind of law do you practice? Or what kind of doctoring do you do? Or you're an artist, whatever it is that you're doing, but you introduce yourself so you have a name. Sometimes I'm very happy that we do that, because sometimes people come back to my table, don't remember their names. And so I make introductions. I say, oh, yeah, it's so nice to see you again, Johnny. You're so nice, you know, Stacy. You know,
Right, you forget names. I know for sure. Me too.
Yeah, sure. We always have a Shabbos story told. There's so many books now of Shabbos stories that you can share with. And for many people, these stories are, wow, eye-opening, wonderful, amazing, right? There should be singing. There should be the very Torahs. If people start on with politics, vaccines, whatever it is, don't let it get too far. Say, you know, that's not for Shabbos. Let's change the topic, or start a niggin.
Right.
And smile and say, not on Shabbos. Just try keep the peace at the table. But the table should have a Shabbos-like atmosphere. You don't let it descend into a shouting match, or people, you know, he's over, you know, but don't wait till it gets that far. You know, it's what you say, right? In politics, we all love each other. We all have Ahavas Yisrael. We all love each other. We all respect each other, and we're not going to go there. It's a Shabbos table, and we'll start singing a song. Somebody share a story. Somebody share Torah. Those are a couple of the tools. One of the things that I find that's very important is make sure there's enough good food.
Right.
And there's good food and there's enough of it. You don't have to make everything yourself. If you're living anywhere normal, you know, as long as you have a place that makes good challahs, you don't have to make homemade challahs if you don't want to, but get a good challah. If you're not a baker, you can pick up ice cream always at Trader Joe's, and fruit, and, you know, or bega ragalach, whatever. But there should be good food. Lots of good food. Something that works very nicely when you have repeat people is to try and remember preferences, or nowadays allergies. I once was making a salad, and one lady says to me, I can't have mangoes. And the other says, no, I can have avocados. The third one couldn't do vinegar. And the fourth one was sesame seeds.
Yes.
I put a bowl of lettuce in the middle of the table, and 6-7 little bowls of stuff that you could put in, and just as that, make your own. If you remember, or I remember that this one loves lemon meringue pie. When he comes, I make him lemon meringue pie, and he just, you know, you couldn't do anything nicer for a person than to remember what their food preferences are. But keep it Shabbos-tic. Keep it holy. It's an amazing hook. You're trying to bring people to Yiddishkeit Shabbos. It's just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Those are actually all really, really good practical tips, and they're very doable. And I
My middle
appreciate
name
that.
is Practical.
And along the lines of elevating the mundane and making it holy on Shabbos, we can actually elevate the material world and make it holy every day through small mitzvahs that are very doable. Smiling at the waitress in the restaurant, returning the shopping cart to its proper place in the parking lot, and even saying a kind word to someone who really, really needs it. Maybe someone who's sad and you want to lift their spirits. Can you please talk to us about the importance of doing just small acts of kindness, little mitzvot that truly make a difference and serve to bring Hashem into our world?
Okay, there's a principle that we encounter in halacha. We encounter the pasuk b'chol drachecha de'ehu, pasuk from Mishlei. It says, in all of your ways you should know Hashem. That means 24/7 you should know Hashem. Now, there are a lot of times that you're not doing anything if there's any particular mitzvah involved. You're walking down the street, you're driving to the airport, you're in the airport, you're in a plane. There's no particular mitzvah. If I take a snack, I make a bracha. But otherwise, there's no particular mitzvah that I'm involved in. So what do I mean? B'chol drachecha. B'chol drachecha means that we not only serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the 613 mitzvahs and all of their, applications, but we serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu in everything that we do. It means that we can walk in the street and serve Hashem. How do we walk in the street? If you walk in the street and you look like a frum person and you're walking like a mensch and you're not texting and walking into people's, or you're being aware of Hashem. And what's in Chassidus and in Chabad Chassidus especially, there's a big emphasis on the concept of, there's a medrash in Tanchuma that says, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu create a world? Hashem wanted a dwelling place down below. We're down below. Here. This is the belowest of the belows. From nothing, which is before creation, until this world, there's a series of Zohar plans. There's a series of spiritual worlds, each one lower. That Hashem didn't go from 0 to 100 in one step. There were some worlds in between, malachim. So if Hashem has his malachim, we're not asked to be malachim. You know why? Because Hashem had malachim and he wasn't happy enough with that. He wanted us. Why us? So here's a place where I'm looking at my computer. Do I see Hashem over here? I'm not so spiritual, right? I have my water. There's a room, there's walls. Hashem says, but in this place, make me a house. Make me a home. How do you make Hashem a home? You make Hashem a home, you have mezuzah on the door. Imagine if Hashem walked in. Hashem is hard to visualize. Imagine Mashiach just walked into your house. Knocked on the door, says, hi, can I come in? And he walks in, and there's mezuzah on the door. And he walks in, and there's a shafa there with lots of svarim there, and there's Shabbos candlesticks over there, and there's a place with benchers, and the artwork on the wall ranges from parv to holy. I'm not going to explain any further. He walks into my kitchen, and there's milchiks and there's fleishiks. There's even a pile of silverware that has to be kosher. That's a sign of a kosher home, right? There's a few things. I feel at home over here. This is my kind of house. There's a pushka over there. There's children's books. There's Siddurim. There's Sfarim and Siddurim on the table. I feel at home over here. Now, we not only need to do that in our homes, but we need to do that in the whole world. So if I'm in Somerset Mall, that's a nice classy mall over here in Detroit, and I go to the concession and I buy a bottle of water and I make a bracha, and well, guess what? I have just proclaimed that the Eibush is the boss over here. I made the boss. I walk into the store and I'm thinking, I really need another Shabbos skirt. Well, not need, but want. I want a Shabbos skirt. Now this place has become a place where the Eibush is the boss. There's a Shabbos and there's a Shabbos skirt. And I look at this and this is not quite my standards of tzniut. Right? So and when the cashier says to me, how are you today? Routinely, and I say, thank God. And there's God here. So we are taking Hashem burning in Somerset Mall. If I'm at the airport and I'm waiting for my plane and it's getting late, then I get up because it's time getting late and I can't have a minute. And I get up and I have a minute over there. And Hashem is at the airport. I have a funny story that somebody told not so long ago that there was this gentleman in the airport. He was watching this gentleman when he was putting on his tallis and his tefillin and his straps, the whole thing. And there was a kid there. Didn't look Jewish. I mean, I can't say for sure 100%, but it clearly did not look very Jewish. And the kid is staring. And he's making tallis and then take both of his unwinding the straps. And the kid goes over and says to him, "Are you a superhero?" And he said, "Yes, I am." He says, "What's your superpower?" He said, "I can connect with God."
Wow. That's something. That really is something.
What's your superpower? I can connect with God. I can make this world, I can make this place holy. Wow. That was okay. So we do that when we do these things. If you're standing at the checkout and in the supermarket, and the lady in front of you has 65 coupons for $20 worth of groceries and wants to pay with her piggy bank, and the Nebuchadnezzar cashier is and you go and say, you were really patient with that lady. I'm impressed. I'm sure I just made her day.
Right, for sure.
I'm sure I just made her day. And I don't know if she knows I'm Jewish or not, but making someone's day is also a mitzvah. No question about that. Where it says, you should smile at everyone. Mishnah Pirkei Avos. I'm not making it up. Smile at people. And if they know that you're from, then that's double, that's not best. It's even better. That's a Kiddush Hashem. You're bringing Hashem into this world. And the Gemara says, and I'll finish off with this, on the pasuk about this concept of Kiddush Hashem, where it says, V'haftas Hashem l'kecha, it says, V'haftas l'kecha, shetehei shem shemayim misahev al yadecha. What do you mean you should love HaKadosh Baruch Hu? You should make HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved through yourself. The name of Hashem should be beloved. Shetehei shem shemayim misahev. The name of Hashem should be become loved al yadecha by you. So when you, as a frum person, are acting in a way that's thoughtful, that's kind. I once was yelled at by somebody because I didn't return my shopping cart to the thing. And I felt bad. And what I felt worse about was that if he thought I was a Jewish lady, and these Jewish ladies are so faultless, whatever. It really, and to this day, 99% of the time, I return cards to the place because it's just as easy as to make a Kiddush Hashem. Unfortunately, we can do the opposite, and we really don't want to do the opposite. And it's so easy. Right. It doesn't cost time. It doesn't cost energy. It doesn't cost money. Smile, offer to open the door for her. Can I help you? It doesn't hurt, and it's beautiful. It makes the world a much nicer place to live in.
It's for sure.
That's making Hashem a dwelling place here.
Beautiful. I love it. And it really is. It's not so complicated to bring Hashem into the world. It really isn't.
It really is not. It really is not. You teach your kids, if you're on a bus and there's an old lady or an old man or somebody with a wheelchair, and you stand up and you say, and give them a seat, that's not hard.
No.
These things are not hard. They don't take time. You don't have to go out of your way even to do many of these things. If you want to go out of your way, it's wonderful. You want to go visit seniors in hospital or people now, anything. There's so many ways that we can help and do. But these things really, a lot of them just fall into our laps. Just keep your eyes open and you see so many opportunities to do a favor, to smile, just smile even. And you make a difference.
For sure. Absolutely. So now I want to switch gears just a little bit. I want to bring up the femininity of women as part of the Torah, celebrating what is uniquely feminine in this world. Can you please talk to us about the unique role of the women in our world and how we can properly express the strength of our femininity?
The first thing I want to say is we are not apologizing for Torah's approach to women, Torah statements about women. And then I always tell people that Judaism was very sexist. And it's like, huh? Is that negative? That's not negative. Not negative. Judaism says that it's very controversial nowadays, maybe, but usually the men are men and women are women. They're physically different, they're emotionally different, they're psychologically different, they have different neshamas, okay? And Judaism says instead of ignoring all these differences and saying, no, they're all the same, years ago, for a few years, this happened. There in our local newspaper, there is a on the issues for the couple of years before Rosh Hashanah, different companies take out ads wishing the Jewish community, Jewish friends, blah blah, a happy, healthy New Year. So there's this one bank that would take out this ad. This is a few years running, and they have a picture of all of their staff, I guess upper staff, and we at ABC National Bank wish all of our Jews. If you look at the picture, there were maybe 15 people in the picture. You have to look close to differentiate the men from the women. Everyone is wearing a black jacket, dark. If you look close, you see that some of them actually maybe 2 or 3 of them are wearing skirts or dark pants. The hair is pretty much very similar. Women are wearing the short jacket, whatever. If you look closer, you can see that it wasn't half and half. But still, they might, if there were 15 people, there were maybe 6 women in the picture. But you have to look very closely to see that they're women. That's not feminism. That's not liberating. To just say, to make a woman into a man and say, now, okay, everybody can be a man. I want to be a man. I'm a woman. Right? To say that this is what feminism is all about, that we can do as well as men. Nowadays, this is so politically correct. Nowadays, there's a statement that came up. Somebody was very upset about this. Apparently, they changed some wording of something to say people who have a baby. What do you mean people who have a baby? You know any men people who've had babies?
No.
Well, I'm saying people who have a baby. Women have babies. Men do not have babies. This trying to make everything into one, or today I'm a woman, tomorrow I'm a man, and Thursday I think I might be a dog. Well, so I want to be able to go to the men's room, the women's room, and I want a fire hydrant.
Right, exactly.
What kind of women are women and men are men? We have mitzvahs for women, we have mitzvahs for men. In this week's, in this Torah portion, we have Parshas Tzava. We're talking about the Kior. Kior is the fountain, the laver. It's a good Scrabble word. That stood in the chutzner, in the courtyard, and the Kohen would come and wash his hands over there. And the Torah says that the women brought their mirrors as part of the donations, because Moshe said that we need gold, silver, and copper. And the women bought their mirrors, their copper mirrors. Women with copper mirrors. Glass was extraordinary. It was terribly expensive until sometime in the Middle Ages. Then they figured out how to make glass cheaper. Glass was extremely expensive. Nobody ever had glass. So what are they for men? Women need mirrors, right? We need to be pretty. We're meant to be pretty. So they would take metal and polish it to a very high sheen, and then you see it reflected. So the women bought their copper mirrors. Most of the copper mirrors said, mirrors, that's for Yitzhahara. That's for vanity. It doesn't belong in the Mishkan. Thank you very much. But Hashem says, this is the dearest. This is the most precious of all the donations of these mirrors. Why are these mirrors so special? Because when Paro made a decree that all the baby boys should be drowned, many of the men, Amram, Moshe's father, he left his wife. He said, we're not going to have babies so that Paro should kill them. We can't. It's just, and many men followed his example. That's when Miriam got a picture, and she said to her father, "You're worse than Paro, because Paro said no boys, and you're saying you're not going to have girls either." So, but parenthetically, but what happened was the women weren't going to buy this nonsense. It says they would take their mirrors, they're all kaputs, all nice, putting the makeup, and bring food out to their husbands in the fields, and they would use, this is Rashi, they would use the mirrors to flirt with their husbands. So who's cute? Are you cute? Am I cute? Who's cute? And through this, they kept the generation. They created a new generation. The man said, "We can't have children." The woman said, "This is what we're here for. We have to ensure that there's another generation." And Hashem says, these mirrors, which were used by the women to perpetuate the Jewish people, beauty is a woman's department.
Right.
Last week we talked about in the Chumash talked about the tachash, the covering on top of the Mishkan, which was a beautiful multicolored skin of an animal that we have, as far as we know, is extinct. And the Rebbe is saying that it was important and it was called, the name of the Torah calls it a tachash, and the Targum says it's a sasgona. Sasgona means from the word sas, to be rejoiced, sason, and vanim are colors. It was an animal that rejoiced in its colors and its beauty. And the Rebbe said, this is really what the woman, when we serve Hashem, we need to do it, not just do what we have to do and do it well, but add the touch of beauty to it. Make it beautiful, make it joyous. And the Rebbe said, he spoke to women and said, this is the woman's job. To add the beauty to the service of Hashem, to decorate, make your house beautiful, make your table, make your plate, make yourself beautiful. Not chas v'shalom for the wrong purpose, but the Gemara says Jewish women are beautiful. We're meant to be beautiful. We're supposed to be beautiful. This is our territory.
Yes.
So we're not saying women are just equal to men, because we can also daven and we will also put on our talesim and we'll also put on our tefillin. Then we're all, no. I am fulfilling a unique role when I have my babies, when I make my Shabbos, when I make my home beautiful. Yes, I'm a teacher. I have two daughters who are actuaries. I mean, I have nothing. All of these things are irrelevant, but I am doing it as a woman, not as a clone of a man.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's right on the head. Yeah.
And I'm going to add just one more thing. Mm-hmm. And how do we strengthen femininity? Sounds counterproductive. It's tzniut. Mm-hmm. When I dress modestly, it was a cartoon. I like cartoons. My favorite part of the newspaper is always the cartoons. There's a cartoon many years ago. I should have saved it because it was so telling. You have this beetle. In the military, mm-hmm. Beetle and Major, whatever.
Oh yes,
Yeah, Major has this secretary, Miss Buxley, and Buxley is definitely a play on physical attributes. You have the three panels, and the one you see Miss Buxley walking side to side over here, and Major, whatever his name is following her, and then somebody comes in and says, "Did Miss Buxley just walk by?" And he says, "If she's the one with a mole on her thigh, yeah." Wow. Right. I don't want to be known as the one with this figure or that figure, whatever. I want to be known for who I am inside. I don't want to be known for my physical attributes. That's personal and private, excuse me. Okay. If I'm applying for a job, I'm not going to wear something that's revealing or too fitted, because I want to be treated as I want somebody looking at my inside.
Right.
Is she smart? Is she capable? Is she talented? Is she discreet? Does she know when to keep her mouth shut or when not? Is she organized? Is she the way you have the word treat you as a dignified, respected human being is you dress in a way that's dignified and respectable. The billboards are full of women who are not dressed in its tzniistic way. And I always say that when the feminist movement started, you would have think the first thing they would jump on is the bandwagon of tznius. Women dressed like human beings, not like apples and oranges on the thing where everybody picks it up and looks at it and paws at it and whatever, you're a person. And you want to be treated as a person and seen as a person in your own right. And if you want to preserve your femininity, sneeze.
This is very, very smart. And I don't think enough people realize that it really, listen, in our society, people want to, women want to dress sexy, for lack of a better word. They really want to be just attractive. And they think that if they wear certain clothes, that will get them the attention. And they're right. It will get them the attention. But people are looking, like you said, Miss Buckley, they're looking at the mall. Exactly. And they're not looking.
There's a fine line.
Yeah.
There's two words.
Yeah.
One is attractive.
Yeah.
And one is attracting.
Yeah.
There's a fine line between the two. Attractive, yes. We are all attractive women and we are meant to be attractive. And we're supposed to be attractive, but not attracting.
Yes.
And it's a fine line. It's a subtle, sometimes, not always, but it's a subtle line between attractive and attracting. And that's, as a teacher, I taught for many years and from schools, and it was a very important lesson to try and teach. Are you being attractive or are you being attracting? Yes. And that's where sneeze comes in.
Exactly.
For sure, we're meant to be attractive. We're meant to be lovely. We're meant to wear, the Gemara says the husband is supposed to buy his wife pretty clothes, makeup, perfumes. Yes. I'm on that one. Attractive, not attractive.
Right. Thank you for making the distinction.
That's I think, I must think the secret of maintaining your true femininity.
Yes, I agree. Thank you. Thank you. And we have time for one short question. So we are created in the image of Hashem, in the image of God. Every neshama, every soul has a purpose. We were all born for a specific purpose and with a personalized mission that only we can complete. But there are so many obstacles and there's so many challenges in life. And so what is the best advice that you can give to Jewish women to encourage them and to give them the strength that they need to move forward each and every day despite the hardships?
12 words. Moda ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam shehachazarta bi nishmasi b'chemla rabba emunasecha. I thank you, Hashem, King who lives and exists always, who has returned to me my soul with mercy. Great is your faith. You ever listen to the radio? I listened to a radio announcer saying there was a terrible fire on East Main Street. 5 houses burned down, but thankfully nobody was hurt. Thankfully. Be thanking.
Hashem.
Be thanking. You're not allowed to mention Hashem. You're not allowed to mention God unless you're on a really far right or not mainstream. People do not say thank God. You don't listen. They'd never say thank God. But thankfully, nobody was certainly thanking.
Right.
The fire department. Who are you thanking? They're thankful. Nowadays, is a big thing about gratitude. You should have an attitude of gratitude. Yes. 100%. Gratitude to whom? Gratitude to what? Mother Nature. I'm not grateful to Mother Nature. She made the world, right? Gratitude for what? Father Time. Who are we great? Gratitude is a wonderful thing. It doesn't make sense. I should feel thankful. But right. We start out our day by feeling thankful. We start out our day with gratitude, and we start out saying Moda Ani, thank you, Hashem. So first of all, there's so many things that we have over here. Moda Ani lefanecha. I thank you, Melech, the great King. Me, one of the 9 billion people in this world, have the chutzpah, but I'm told Hashem wants me to have this chutzpah to try and address the King of Kings, Melech Chai B'Kayam. Thank you. I have a relationship with Hashem. Wow. Shehachazarta bi nishmasi, you return my soul. That's really cool. B'chemla, with compassion. I gave you my soul last night. It was worn out. It was a schmata. It couldn't see. Its eyes were crossing and looking at the computer because it was tired. And I get it back this morning. I can get up fresh after the coffee, fresh and clean and vibrant and start. My mind is clear again. And then the last 2 words, Braba Munasecha. your faith is great. Your faith is great. What do you mean your faith is great? Why did Hashem return my soul to me? Because he has faith in me. He has faith that I, here in this world, who was sent here for a reason, because if we presuppose that there's an Eibush in the world, then I'm here for a reason, and he sent me back this morning because he has faith in me that I can do whatever it is that I need to do. If that isn't a boost, most of the stories in the world now, people, drugs and crime, and come from depression and hopelessness. If I'm nothing, I'm garbage, I'm no good, I'm worthless, I'm useless, doesn't matter what I do. I don't care what I do. Or I have a void in my life, and I have no meaning. And I'm looking for meaning. I'm looking for meaning in all the wrong places. There's drugs, and there's drugs and shoes and shopping and overeating and drinking and gambling. There's so many places, and I'm looking to fill this void, but I can't fill this void with anything physical. I'm looking for meaning. And when I stop and think in the morning, I said these 12 words. It means that I have meaning. My life has meaning. Hashem is watching me and waiting for me because he has faith in me. God has faith in me that I should be here now because there's something that I can do that nobody else can do. I used to teach in the Lubavitch Girls High School, and a couple of times I would just say something provocative just to wake them up, like, what? Did you say? I would say to them, I can do something the Rebbe can't do. I mean, that's blasphemous, sacrilegious, right? Well, I said, if I couldn't do something that the Rebbe can do, then I wouldn't be here.
Right.
I have something that I can do that nobody else in the world of the 9 billion people can do, because if somebody else could do it, then one of us is unnecessary, right? God doesn't, just make people just for the heck of it, So yeah, I think getting up in the morning and taking just a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes if you're really good, and to say it and to think. Meditation is a big thing, and to meditate on this concept. Moda ani lefanecha. I, Chaya Sarah, am thanking you, Melech Chai v'Kayam, the King, the eternal existing King. Shehechazarta bi nishmasi. You return to be my neshama, b'chemla, with compassion. Rabbi Menesecha, you have so much faith in me, Hashem. I'm not going to disappoint you today.
Beautiful.
I think that
says it all.
That's a tremendous way to start a day, and
yep.
get a boost in our lives.
Beautiful and very meaningful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rebbetzin Chaya Sarah, for being here on America's Top Rebbetzins. We really enjoyed having you here. I know that we all learned a lot. And may this class be for Refu Shalima, for Aryeh Lieb, Ben Hannah Grenendel. Thank you so much.
Take care.